Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and what an incredible night of football at Old Trafford, on and off the pitch. Some might say it was absolutely perfect. Anti-Glazer protests. Then we see Manchester United players put in a performance. We get the result over Liverpool. We silence the Liverpool fans. It was a perfect night at Old Trafford, and Manchester United get 3 points. Their first 3 points of the season, and their first goals of the season as well, given that the only goal that we've got on our record so far was an own goal previously. Manchester United getting the win, and what a night it was at Old Trafford. And from back to front, United put in a performance that surprised many of us. Surprised absolutely many of us. Like, when you look at the performance from Manchester United's players today, David De Gea at the back, not only was he coming off his line to clear balls out from the back, but he was also making great saves, as we know he can do. Lisandro Martinez, Argentina by the way. Lisandro Martinez put in a fantastic performance today. He was a leader at the back. He was scrapping. From the first whistle, he made his mark known on the game. Sticking in a challenge and then backing up Mo Salah as he got up off the ground. It was a foul, to be fair, and he made some great challenges that weren't fouls throughout the game. But he showed that he was up for the battle, and he showed that he's up for being a Manchester United player. And today we had the effort and the quality and the performance and the passion, not only from the team, but it was epitomised in Lisandro Martinez, who was probably my man of the match. And it's difficult to pick a United man of the match today because we had so many players performing. His partner, Raphael Varane, was a leader at the back today as well. Some great performance from him. Some professional fouls from him when we needed him at the right time as well. At one point he was put into a bit of trouble, comes in, clatters him. And that's the kind of atmosphere it was inside Old Trafford today. The crowd was buzzing. The players were feeding off it. The crowd was feeding off the players. It was intense in there today. But Manchester United and their fans got it over the line. And the performance, like I said, from back to front was quality. But you look at the goal from Jadon Sancho. Inside there, everyone was screaming for him to shoot. And he finds that composure to send every Liverpool player in the back line to the shot, to roll the ball under his foot and to pick his spot in the other corner. Absolute quality stuff from Jadon Sancho, who's been put under pressure recently to prove his price tag and to prove that he's a Manchester United player. And he delivered. And it wasn't just him who was put under pressure today. Marcus Rashford was put under pressure to perform today. Steps up and performs. He was given an opportunity today ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo. A player that Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, all these guys will, Anthony Elanga, who also started, will respect and admire. And they all started ahead of him today. And Erik ten Hag got the big decisions right. It was a perfect day. Starts with protests against the Glazers. Long may they continue till they're out of the club. Casemiro coming onto the pitch. United performing on the pitch and getting the result. And the goal from Jadon Sancho was quality. And in the second half we get that goal from Marcus Rashford. And the quality from Anthony Martial, who came on as a half-time sub for Anthony Elanga, who actually went close to scoring in the first half and hit the post. I thought Anthony Martial's performance in the second half was absolute quality as well. Sancho, Rashford and Martial, they did it in pre-season and now they're doing it in this game. We need to see it continue though. And like I said, I was going from back to front, and Varane and Martinez were absolute quality. De Gea was quality when he had to step up as well. And you looked at the fullbacks. Malacia, it was like ever out there today. What a little fighter. He's short, he's stocky, he's nippy, running in and around, getting his tackles in, passing and moving and getting them overlaps in. And it was actually his overlap with Eriksen which created the goal for Jadon Sancho. So you look at the back line, they all delivered today. No Harry Maguire playing in there. And we didn't seem to have that. Look, maybe Harry Maguire comes in and proves himself. Although I think Varane and Martinez are the partnership that need to be going forward. Maybe Maguire would come into a settled side and perform a little bit better. But it's clear that Varane and Martinez are ahead of him and they need to be in the side. The same could be said at this moment in time with Malacia over Luke Shaw. And Delot put in a performance which we needed to see from him today. A scrappy, battling performance. And we had to dig in at times. Although we started the game very well, we had to dig in at times just before the break. and then just after the break, and then we get the goal, and then Liverpool in the last 15 minutes will try to get, get back into the game. They get a goal, and you're thinking, we've lost that clean sheet. It's a disappointment. Will Liverpool score again? But thankfully, we dug in. And as much as I wanted us to leave that ground today with a clean sheet, it's probably even better that we had to kind of grind out a victory and hold on to something. Then we go into the midfield. I was going through the team. I'm sorry, my head's all over the place at the moment. After that game, going into the team, into the midfield, you've got Eriksen in there, who I thought was quality today. You've got McTominay, who I thought stepped up and put in a performance as well. Obviously, me included, there's been a lot of people criticising McTominay for recent performances, and rightly so. We need to see better, but today he was a lot better and put in a performance. Eriksen put in the performance, involved in the first goal, went close from a free kick as well. I think it may have been saved by the goalkeeper or just touched the top of the bar, but it was a fantastic free kick which deserved a little bit better. And Bruno put in a performance that we haven't seen from him in a while. It was a very good performance. He had the armband today and he put in a captain's performance. And then in the front line you had Marcus Rashford, who worked his socks off. Probably could have and should have scored in the first half. After a great bit of play by Eriksen and Sancho, gets his goal in the second half. After a great bit of play from Martial, winning the ball back and slipping him in. There was a VAR check as well. It looked tight and it was given. That's all that matters. 2-0 to Manchester United. Now obviously Salah gets the goal. Elanga impressed. I wasn't happy with his selection. I wanted to see Martial, Sancho, Rashford. Maybe Martial wasn't ready to play 90 minutes to come off the bench, played 45. But I thought Elanga did well. Could have had a little bit of luck and maybe his shot goes in off the post and he gets a goal. But overall, solid team performance today. We've seen Ronaldo come off the bench for a few minutes. Donny van der Beek as well. But overall, quality performance. Ten Hag's decisions were correct. In terms of his team selection, tactically. We played the pressing game at the right times. We played the counter-attacking game at the right time. And everyone dug in. And we got our first 3 points of the season. But that's all it is. We've lost 2, we've won 1. 3 points out of 9. On paper, that isn't great. But this performance was one that we didn't expect and we've got from the team. And it was a performance that Ten Hag's got something to build on from now. It's not perfect. But this is a building block. This is the standard. And we need to deliver this again against, I think it's Southampton at the weekend, away from home. So a big game for United. I reckon Martial's looking good. I reckon he scores against Southampton. And hopefully we can get a win against them. But today, everyone dug in. But Martinez was my man of the match, for sure. And a big result for Manchester United. And again, a message sent to the Glazers. But also a positive message sent to the fans about the direction of this team. The manager would have looked at the team after the first 2 games and thought, this isn't good enough. He's rung the changes quite early. He's taken Maguire out of the team, Ronaldo out of the team. And at the moment, it's paying dividends. And it'll be interesting to see his team selection against Southampton. But I'd like to see very much a similar side. Maybe you bring Martial in for Elanga and Casemiro in for McTominay or Eriksen. And maybe go, you play McTominay or Fred a little bit further forward. But yeah, you'd expect Casemiro maybe in for McTominay. And maybe you could play Fred with Bruno because is Eriksen fit enough to continue playing and starting games? Who knows? But a good performance from him again. And all the manager's signings did well, which shows. Back him up with a few more signings, he needs them. And regardless of who we sign, Glazers out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you're keeping it locked by hitting that subscribe button. Until next time, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here. United are back maybe. See you in a bit.